the beautiful Coronado Island. Right now we're here at the historic Coronado Boathouse, built in 1887. And tonight, just like every Thursday night, they will be having a happy hour that lasts all night long. So let's head inside, grab a drink, and get started.
About 2.5 years, but that's not quite as long when you compare it to some of my other coworkers. I mean, for example, a good friend of mine, Sean, who works here, he's been bartending here for at least 12, maybe more like 13, 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So then I guess it's pretty bearable working here.
Yeah, bearable. Bearable, I'd say, is a little bit of an understatement. I kind of love it. It's a pretty great place to work.
Awesome.
I mean, the people are awesome. The view's not too bad if you take a look out the window.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Not too bad of a view from the office, if I do say so myself.
Your office window.
The food's great. The customers are super nice. I mean, the Coronado locals are just really nice people, and it's a pretty great place to work. Great food, too. Food's awesome. I mean, our happy hour is great. We're doing a happy hour Monday through Friday, 5 to 6:30, and we do an all-night happy hour on Thursday with live music, which is awesome.
I know all about it.
Pretty
I'm
cool.
gonna be there. So what are you making me right now to drink?
Right now, I'm making you one of our signature drinks. It's called the Berry Naughty Bliss.
Ooh.
It is a mandarin and citrus vodka that we infuse with raspberries and blackberries and other things like that. And then shake it up with a little citrus, and we pour it in a nice little martini glass here with a sugar rim.
Nice.
It's nice and pretty.
Yeah, good. I like purdy.
Don't we all?
And it's pink,
And
one of my
it's pink.
favorite colors.
I know.
So
finally, another pink drink that's not a Cosmo.
Yes. All right. Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome.
Let's give this a taste.
Let's.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to head downstairs and I'm going to talk history.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Oh.
Come back and see us later. Your first round's on me.
Thank you. I will. I'll be back for dinner, actually, so I will take you up on that offer.
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds
Mike.
good. I'll see you then.
So we'll go visit Mike a little bit later and take him up on that drink offer. But for right now, let's go say hi to Joe, our local historian, and get a little history lesson about Coronado and the boathouse. Coronado Boathouse was originally built in 1887 as practice for the less than professional crew that was to build the Hotel del Coronado. It had been home to many great adventures in its 183-year lifespan. For example, in 1903, it became the home base of William E. Ritter's Marine Research, who soon after helped found the Scripps Institution of Oceanography. In 1912, the Coronado Yacht Club established its first headquarters here, followed in 1920 by the San Diego Yacht Club. In 1973, the boathouse was recognized as a Coronado Historical Landmark. To this day, it is one of Coronado's most popular restaurants and remains a testimony to San Diego's heritage. Hi, Joe.
Hello, Jeannie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for joining us. So we have Joe Dittler here, our resident historian, and you were the former Coronado Historical Society director. Is that right?
That's a mouthful, yes.
Yeah, so it sounds like we're in a pretty historical place here, right?
You know, it's been said that Coronado has more history per square foot than any place in San Diego County. And I have to say, I agree completely. It doesn't just include the Hotel del Coronado, which is very dominant on the landscape, or the boathouse, the historic boathouse that we're in, but it includes the ferry boats and the old trains, the celebrities that visited over the century, the Tent City, which was a wonderful summer resort, and even Marilyn Monroe. You know, she filmed Some Like It Hot here in 1958.
Yeah, we have some Hollywood history.
Tons of Hollywood history. I'm so glad that you've discovered the boathouse, because this is truly one of San Diego's great historic landmarks, but it's also a fantastic restaurant.
Yeah.
The locals, we hang out here all the time. The other night I ended up surfing late with a friend, and we were freezing cold, and all we could think of was coming in here for a Caesar salad, a shrimp cocktail, and a Bloody Mary. Of course, we stayed much later. They have entertainment now, and it's a great old building, and it's a great place to be.
So the Coronado Island is not now anymore an island.
Not be careful how you say that.
I'm sorry, but the locals.
The locals still insist that
Vehemently
Coronado
argue.
is an island.
It is an island.
You know, when Coronado was first occupied by any form of human life, it was the Kumeyaay Indians who came here seasonally to hunt and fish. They were actually on Coronado until about 1904, when the local merchants deemed that Indians were not good for tourism, and they politely or impolitely removed them from the island. Unfortunately, that happened up and down the coast. But Tent City came along in 1900. When they were building the Hotel Del, the workers would camp just over here in front of the boathouse in tents. And it was so pleasant. Someone eventually just said, gee, we should do this and charge a little less than the hotel and see how it goes. And it started out, it was about 3 weeks long and had 100 tents. And by year 3, it was 6 months long and 3,000 tents. It just was phenomenal.
Wow.
It was just a wonderful place. It was like a 6-ring circus. Thousands of people would come to visit Tent City, in addition to the thousands that lived here.
Wow.
You know, one of the fascinating stories about Coronado occurred at New Year's Eve, 1936. There was a 300-foot-long ship that had been weighted down with cement so that it wouldn't rock too much, and it had been outfitted with gambling equipment and dancing. And
a floating casino.
It was a sin ship.
Oh.
On New Year's Day, 1937, when it crashed on the beach in a vicious storm, every minister in the land took credit for it. And what was funny was people came from all over the island, the hotel guests, the Tent City guests, they all ran down to the beach, and they would pick up bottles of whiskey and stick them in their coat and run back to their room or whatever. Several people were seen running off with roulette wheels. It was a rather defining moment. In August of 1969, the Coronado Bridge was completed, and they opened it at midnight. And yeah, there was actually an advertised "Take the Last Ferry Boat Ride" theme going around for weeks, and so all of us wanted to be on the last ferry. Well, my friends and I, we were on the last ferry, and it was going to San Diego, and the old engineer turned the engines off and said, "Everybody off, into the era." And I looked at him, I said, but we're going back to Coronado. And he goes, not on this boat, you're not. Oh. So 2 girls swam back, and my friend Bobby Pickford and I began going from car to car, offering to give our services as tour guides to see Coronado. Be the first to cross the bridge. We'll show you Coronado. Well, it actually worked on a young couple in a little convertible. We were the first hitchhikers to cross the bridge. When they were building the bridge, they had a little thin metal catwalk underneath. It's still there. And you were the coolest guy in your class if you could go up there, and your girlfriend would cling onto your arm, and you were guaranteed to get to first base, at least a kiss on the cheek, because they were so frightened to be up that high, and that little catwalk, just pieces of metal holding you from certain death.
Thank you so much for enlightening us and the history.